Hey guys, it's me Ida. Welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about 10 signs that you may have low porosity hair. So I have some people asking me, how do I know I have low porosity hair? There are some tests that you can do, but today I want to talk about more about the actual signs. So I do have low porosity hair, so I do experience all of these signs as well. So sign number one is that your hair takes a very long time to get wet. So for me, when I get into the shower to wash my hair, I have to actually just keep my hair underneath the water for a while for it to actually get fully saturated with water. Like if you actually could see the water beads sitting on top of your hair, that's a really good indication that you have low porosity hair. Also, when your hair is straightened and you are trying to revert your hair back to being curly, it takes a while in the water as well. So when my hair is straight and I go into the water to wash my hair, it's actually straight for actually about 3-4 minutes before it actually starts to curl up. That's just a sign that your hair doesn't easily absorb water into your hair strands, and so it just kind of takes a while for your hair to get fully saturated with water. And just to kind of add to that as well, not only does your hair take a long time to get wet, once it is wet, it takes a long time to dry. So with that being said, your hair will definitely stay wet sometimes for even a couple of days. Like I know with my hair takes forever to air dry, especially when I do twist outs and braid outs. It can take up to 2-3 days for it to dry, so I have to make sure I don't use too many products because I just want to hurry up and unravel the twists or the braid outs, especially if you don't want to use heat. So sign number 2 is that your products can build up easily on your hair and you can just see your products just sit on top of your hair. So for me, the LOC method does not work at all because the oil is basically just blocking the cream from penetrating into my hair strands. So if anything, I usually just use 2 products at a time because that's all my hair usually is able to absorb. But if I had to choose one of those methods, I would probably have to choose the LCO because the cream is going to absorb into my hair more than an oil. So sign number 3 is that you notice that when you're deep conditioning your hair, and if you don't use any heat or any warm water, or you don't heat up your conditioners, you notice that your conditioners or your deep conditioners are just sitting on top of your hair. Even if you keep it in for a really long time, that's a sign you have low porosity hair, because usually deep conditioners are thicker in consistency, and that's literally just gonna sit on top of your hair. Unless you use heat, that's gonna help open the hair cuticles a little bit more so that you're able to easily absorb that conditioner. So for me, not only do I have to use heat, I actually have to leave the conditioner on for a lot longer because that's the only way that a deep conditioner is going to absorb into my hair. So this also goes along with using warm water and cold water. If you've noticed that your hair absorbs conditioners a lot better using warm water rather than cold water, then you probably have low porosity hair as well. Warm water allows you to absorb that leave-in conditioner a lot better, and cold water will just close your cuticles. You really don't need that help to close your cuticles. Trust me, it's gonna close on its own. So sign number 4 is that you notice that your hair is able to absorb products way better on damp hair rather than soaking wet hair and dry hair. And that's because, so for soaking wet hair, there's no room for leave-in conditioners or any other products because the water is taking up all the space in your hair cuticles. So it's basically just gonna sit on top of that water. And also when I try to put products on my dry hair, it seems like as if the cuticle is really closed and shut because it's dry. And so products are just gonna sit on top of my hair as well. So sign number 5 is that your hair does not like heavy butters and heavy oils. They just seem to just sit on top of your hair. Shea butter or heavier oils like olive oil. So sign number 6 is that you really can't get away with just doing the curly girl method, which is the co-wash only and not using any shampoo, because eventually your hair will really have that product build up. So over time you will have to eventually use a shampoo. Sign number 7 is that your hair hates coconut oil. For me, what I've noticed, and I think this is the reason why my hair doesn't like coconut oil on its own, is because in a certain temperature, coconut oil will solidify, and you know, it'll just make your hair feel hard. I can get away with using coconut oil if I mix it in with other oils. It's very small in molecular weight, so it's really good that you can actually absorb the oil into your hair. But I definitely can't use it alone. Okay, so another sign that you may have low porosity hair is that you notice that you have to always smooth in your leave-in conditioners when you're applying your products. And if you don't, it looks like it's just kind of sitting on top of it, right? So for someone that has like high porosity hair, as soon as they apply the products into their hair, it basically just kind of melts in their hair right away and they don't really have to smooth it in. But for someone that has low porosity hair, it's just going to sit on top of your hair, so you have to kind of help your hair absorb the products by smoothing it in. Okay, so another sign that your hair may be low porosity is that you may be protein sensitive. And so there is a difference between fine textured hair and low porosity and coarse textured hair and low porosity. So for me, I have coarse textured hair and low porosity hair, so I'm definitely really sensitive to protein, because when you have coarse textured hair, you definitely have enough of your own natural proteins. Your hair is very strong, and it doesn't really need that extra strength that protein provides. When you have fine textured hair and low porosity, you may need a little bit of proteins here and there to strengthen your fine textured hair, because fine textured hair is thinner strands. It may be more weak or may be prone to being over conditioned, and it needs that help to strengthen the hair strands just to have a proper protein moisture balance. You can probably get away with using the smaller proteins like silk amino acids, hydrolyzed wheat protein, or anything like that. Some of the proteins are larger in molecular size, so they just sit on top of your hair, and that's gonna, you know, promote product buildup. And so that's why smaller proteins you may be able to get away with, because they're gonna penetrate into your hair strands and not sit on top of your hair strands. Okay, so the last sign is that your hair is resistant to any chemicals like relaxers, hair dyes, or anything like that. It just takes a really long time for those treatments to affect your hair. Like I know for me, when I was relaxed, I had to keep the relaxer on my hair for a really long time because it just took forever to straighten my hair, and it never got bone straight. I still had some sort of curl pattern to my hair when it was relaxed. So that's definitely a sign that your hair may be low porosity, because your hair is taking such a long time to absorb that chemical treatment. Basically, those are the top 10 signs that you have low porosity hair. And actually, another like really quick way to know that you have low porosity hair is that if you follow someone that has a high porosity hair type, if you follow their regimen, your hair is just gonna hate it so much. It's basically total opposite of what they do for their hair. And so that's how I knew for sure my hair was low porosity. So I hope these signs helped you guys out to tell or to determine if you have low porosity hair or not. So that is basically the key to first find out what your hair porosity is, to be able to find a proper hair care regimen, to be able to, you know, moisturize your hair and to take care of it, and to get that healthy, beautiful, natural hair. I hope this video helped. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, please let me know. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.